Jeremiah, 1st chapter, 4 through 10. The word of the Lord came to me, saying, Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nation. Ah, sovereign Lord, I said, I do not know how to speak. I am only a child. But the Lord said to me, Do not say, I am only a child. You must go to everyone I send you to and say whatever I command you. Do not be afraid of them, for I am with you and will rescue you, declares the Lord. Then the Lord reached out his hand and touched my mouth and said to me, Now I have put my words in your mouth. See, today I point you over nations and kingdoms, to uproot and tear down, to destroy and overthrow, to build and to plant.
Amen.
Amen.
Good morning. Please stand for the reading of the gospel. Today I'm going to be reading out of Luke chapter 13, verses 10 through 17. Change your hearts. At that time, some people were there with Jesus. They told him about what had happened to some people from Galilee. Pilate killed those people while they were worshiping. He mixed their blood with the blood of the animals they were sacrificing to God. Jesus answered, Do you think this happened to them because they were more sinful than all others from Galilee? No, they were not. But if all of you don't change your hearts and lives, then you will be destroyed as they were. What about those 18 people who died when the Tower of Siloam fell on them? Do you think they were more sinful than all the others who live in Jerusalem? They were not. But I tell you, if you don't change your hearts and lives, then you will all be destroyed too. The useless tree. Jesus told this story. A man had a fig tree planted in his vineyard. He came looking for some fruit on the tree, but he found none. So the man said to his servant who took care of his vineyard, I have been looking for fruit on this tree for 3 years, but I never find any. Cut it down. Why should it waste the ground? But the servant answered, Master, let the tree have 1 more year to produce fruit. Let me dig up the dirt around it and put on some fertilizer. Maybe the tree will produce fruit next year. If the tree still doesn't produce fruit, then you can cut it down. Jesus heals on the Sabbath. Jesus was teaching in one of the synagogues on the Sabbath day. In the synagogue, there was a woman who had an evil spirit in her. This spirit had made the woman a cripple for 18 years. Her back was always bent. She could not stand up straight. When Jesus saw her, he called her over and said, Woman, your sickness has left you. Jesus put his hands on her. Immediately, she was able to stand up straight and began praising God. The synagogue leader was angry because Jesus healed on the Sabbath day. He said to the people, There are 6 days for work, so come to be healed on one of those days. Don't come for healing on the Sabbath day. The Lord answered, You people are hypocrites. All of you untie your work animals and lead them to drink water every day, even on the Sabbath. This woman that I healed is our Jewish sister, but Satan has held her for 18 years. Surely it is not wrong for her to be free from her sickness on a Sabbath day. When Jesus said this, all the men who were criticizing him were ashamed, and all the people were happy for the wonderful things Jesus was doing. This is the gospel of the Lord.
Amen. Amen. Let us remain standing and turn in our United Methodist hymn, no 794 on the wall for our song.